Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, let's say Kalam Yahweh Shemel Shah Bashim Hakakodash. Double honors to the others and apostles, a great millstone who do rule and teach well. Those are the men I learn the truth from. So again to First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. And probably end at like verse 5, but I'll go in the spirit, you know. By the times and seasons, brethren, yeah, no need that right unto you. Right? So, this is written by Apostle Paul to the church of Thessalonica. But they apply to us now, right? The time and seasons, you could look around, you could look at the news, and you could just see, man, that like, damn, this shit is bad, you know. We going down to these end times, like we're in the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble, you know. Ain't no shit ever happened like that before, fucking, you know, ICE trying to grab, you know, these different migrants up down in Manhattan and Chinatown, and people trying to fight back. People hopping in front of cars and shit. Trying to block traffic. Protest, straight chaos in the streets. Like, shit is wild. You got people out here making all these kinds of threats. Like, yo, if you shut off the food stamps, I'm gonna rob so and so. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna break into stores. I'm gonna go house to house, like it says in the scriptures. The sword. People shall rob, with the sword. Roughly paraphrase the second Edges 15, man. It's like shit. It's getting there, man. You know. For yourselves. That's why we always go into Ecclesiastes 12. Seek ye the Lord. While may be found when the evil days come not and the years draw nigh. When I said, I find no pleasure in them. Right? Seek the Most High in the days of your youth. Right? It doesn't mean one level. The Lord does typically, he does choose men a lot of times. Choose men when they're young. They come into this thing, right? Because your mind is fresh. But if you're on the older side and the Lord's dealing with you, He's dealing with you. So turn back now. you know. But yourselves know perfectly the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Right? So comes the thief in the night, right? People aren't gonna be paying attention. They're not gonna be watching. Right? So for when they shall say peace and safety, the sudden discretion cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with a child, and they shall not escape. Right? Because they weren't paying attention. They weren't watching. Right? Let me see. Yeah. This is the book of James, chapter 2, verse 8. Yeah. James chapter 2, verse 17. Even so, faith, if hath not works, is dead, being alone. Right? So you gotta be faith, and you got to have works. Yeah, man can say, thou hast faith and I have works. Show me the faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. Right? So, faith, and then doing the word, right? Be doing the word, not just hearers. Right? You gotta you gotta do your thing, man. Whatever lot you're placed in. If you're meant to be on the street, you gotta make those videos. You gotta read. You gotta stay sharp. You gotta stay in the spirit, man. You gotta watch videos. You know what I'm saying? You gotta sneak it in while you're at work. If you work in the office, put on that one Bluetooth, earbud in. Do your work. You can listen. No one's watching you. You might lock in for a little bit. If you have a field job and you gotta travel, you know what I mean? Put the video on. When you're traveling between jobs, you gotta do what you gotta do. But if you're not called to be a teacher, give your alms. Show support. Whatever it is. Those scriptures in the comment board. Whatever is your lot. Whatever is your lot is your lot. Speaking to the men. Right? Women are not supposed to be put in no comment boards. I mean, give alms or whatever, but you're not even really supposed to be like talking or doing a whole lot. Just say shalom and go tend to your husband. you know. And really, your husband should be teaching you. Um, Unless, he isn't a man of the Lord, then, there's nothing you could do. You gotta watch videos. Um, Be ye brethren, 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 4. Be ye brethren, not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. Right, so that word darkness, skotos, shadiness, obscurity. Right, it's like that shit they say in the world. They say that's a shady dude. You know what I mean? It's G4645. It's probably like Skados, that's Skotos. Of night darkness, of eyesight blindness, of ignorance respecting divine things and human duties, and unaccompanied ungodliness and immorality, together with the consequent misery and hell. Which they're going off. Let's go into Second Esdras. The fourth chapter. It goes into pretty much the chamber of souls. When you die, you go up to the spiritual world, and your body, your body's like a shell, pretty much. It's like it's just like a shell for your spirit, your soul. And it keeps you warm. So when you die, that stuff it leaves you. Your body becomes cold. You go to the spirit world, and you're there, to reincarnate, which is about every 3 to 4 generations. So every 75 to 100 years, you come back again on the earth. So your great grandfather or your great great grandfather coming back, pretty much, or however the Lord has it. You know what I mean? We're not supposed to be getting into all that. But yeah, you also got Job, the 3rd chapter. There the wicked cease from wickedness. The impoverished seeks from trouble and stuff like that. Because when you go to the spiritual world, you're in your right mind. You and there's no sex up there either. Right? So you just you realize that, man, you over there, you get in your right mind. It's like, shit, man, shit was crazy down there. You know what I mean? I was doing wickedly down there. You know what I mean? However the Lord has it, we're not supposed to think too highly, think too much of things that we have no understanding of. But you know what I mean? It's like that. So you see these wicked people, they die, they go in the spiritual world. It's really a good thing, because they stop, they be in their right mind. But you're all children of light, right? And children of the day. We're not of light. We are not of the night, nor of darkness, right? Like Scripture says, you're the light of the world. Light represents wisdom. Light represents, being able to see, vision, being able to understand the times that we're dealing with, and the way we gotta act and conduct ourselves in these times. Like all these people partying and reveling, people getting ready for Halloween, putting up the decorations and shit. And you don't see any of us brothers out there putting up decorations or nothing like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing that. Hell no. It's madness. Right. But I think I'm gonna leave it like that, all the night, no darkness, right? Like they say, like in the world, they say, yeah, it's a dark dude, right? Or it's like that's not a good thing. It's not a good positive thing to say about someone. But I really want to say positive things, like in school. So that guy's very bright, so on and so forth. Still liked. So let that be that Lord, God, for us to show.